What's going on, everybody? We are back. Last week there was no UFC, and then this week was obviously the Mateusz Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein big 3 round main event. I didn't make a video about it because I didn't know tape study for any of the fights there. We did sweep the card though, surprisingly. With no tape study, we just did it off of the names and who we know from past fights. And we would have won money, but my dumbass took Jalen Brunson to score. I think it was like 25 points. And I took Caleb Plant money line because I thought he was free. And then he lost, and he was like minus 1,600. So very unfortunate, but it's okay. We're back this week, and let's get this money, man. There is 2 boxing cards. You know, this is in Virginia. I don't know why they fighting in Virginia. Keyshawn Davis should have stayed like metropolitan area, like New York, New Jersey. He should have stayed there, but I know why. It's obviously because Sean O'Malley was fighting in New Jersey, so he was probably like, oh no, I'm gonna fight somewhere else, someone new. And we have a Japan card. Listen, I know Caleb Plant just lost, and he was a minus 1,600 favorite, but I mean, Nakatani shouldn't lose here. All right, we should see him as a free leg, even if he's minus 1,000, which he probably will be. And this I don't Tenshin. I bet it on him in his last fight. He was like minus 2,000. I'm gonna take him again. I don't see him losing to anybody soon because they're building him up, obviously. So those legs are gonna be free. 2 free boxing legs. Let's say they're both minus 1,000 by the end of the week. You'll probably get minus what is that? Minus 500 with a 2 leg parlay. But obviously you're not gonna put that in. Only Keyshawn Davis too. Edwin De Los Santos. Listen, this is a very tough fight for him. I'm not gonna lie. I know Edwin De Los Santos fought what's his name, Jose Valenzuela, and he knocked him out. But this is a scary fight, but it's not a scary fight. I am gonna say Keyshawn Davis, but there is gonna be more. I know every single boxing event when there's like a big fight like this is always gonna make you clench your ass every now and then, and I feel like that's gonna be like it's gonna be like this in this fight. Edwin De Los Santos versus Shakur was a very terrible fight. We all know that, but that was a year ago. Or almost 2 years ago, and ring rust is real against someone like Keyshawn Davis, who's been active 2 months ago, 5 months ago, 9 months ago, 1 year ago, 1 year and 6 months ago. He's been active. He's trying to make that. He's trying to really like put his name out there and be like, yeah, I'm one of the best. But you can't do nothing but respect. So Keyshawn Davis money line probably gonna be like a minus 2,000 favorite, minus 1,000 already. Never mind. Abdullah Mason, who is he gonna lose to, man? At least right now. What is this guy? 5'10", 5'9". I mean, we'll see. But I know I'm gonna take Abdul Mason. I mean, just this guy's fucking combinations with his inside boxing, with his pressure, with his power. Everything about Abdullah Mason is just next level. The future. The future. And he does have a chin. I know he got hurt and he got dropped in 2 fights, but that doesn't matter. As long as he got up and he still showed out, that's all that fucking matters. Who else do I know from this card? A lot of Davis. Are these all Keyshawn Davis's brothers? I'm not even being racist. I know Keon Davis is, but I don't know about him. I think they are. Long Island, yeah, because I know. What the fuck? I thought he was from New York. Yo, he's from Virginia, bro. I didn't know that. Now I'm racist. What the fuck? All right. Dvalishvili versus O'Malley too. Listen, straight up, I'm taking Sean O'Malley. I think if it's a close fight, it's because rematches never go the same way. And I hate that I'm drinking the tea, right? I'm drinking the water that Sean O'Malley is putting out when he's saying, "Oh yeah, I was injured in my last fight. I couldn't wrestle at all." I mean, you see in his in the countdown videos, he's fucking wrestling his ass off. So he's obviously training for that. He said for 11 weeks he couldn't wrestle or something last camp or something like that. And I'm drinking that. I'm drinking that. If that's really true, then he should win this fight. Because I mean, it was like, what was the scorecard technically? Because from what I remember, I'm not going to click it yet. From what I remember, I had Sean losing 2 rounds. $47, 48, 47. Bro, yes, so it's 2 rounds. 2 rounds. All right, domination from all. That's crazy. Because the first round was. Or what was the round that was like a flip round? I guess they're saying it was a 3. I thought, oh no. 1 is when. Wasn't round 1 when Merab kissed his back? Or round 2? I don't remember. But Merab does like tactic or taunts and like little annoying things where his posture and his body language looks so positive every single fight. Where he's mastered this way of like making the judges think, oh, even if it's a close fight, no, I'm having fun in here. I'm winning. I'm having fun. You see it in the Umar fight. He was taunting him like crazy. In the Sean fight, he was taunting him like crazy against Henry Cejudo. He's taunting him like crazy. Like, he's mastered that way of not breaking his posture and always seeming like he's winning the whole fight every time, you know? Very smart by him, but it's obviously because his cardio was so great that his posture never breaks. I'm gonna still stand by Sean O'Malley is one of those fighters that we don't really see a lot of, you know? I mean, we can't ignore the fact of what he's done. I know he looked terrible. Honestly, he looked very terrible in his last fight. But I mean, Marlon Vera looked amazing. Aljamain Sterling looked amazing. Peter Yan, this was such a dog fight, bro. Like, this was truly a fucking dog fight. Paiva knocked him. I mean, obviously, all these are other fucking bums and shit, but against Yan, that's where he leveled up, you know. And he did win this fight. I really do think he won this fight. I know people were saying that Peter Yan got robbed. I don't think so, bro. Just because you're grappling and doing all that, that doesn't mean you're gonna win the round, bro. And damage wise, Sean O'Malley put way more damage on Yan. I mean, Sean is just a tricky fucking fighter, bro. And I think the more rounds that it goes for O'Malley and Dvalishvili, the worse it gets for Merab. I mean, Sean could find a knee. He could find, again, a T kick to the body. He could find a left hand down the middle. He could find a right hand down the middle. He's really good, man. Sean O'Malley is really, really, really good. And when you're giving me someone at plus 260 with just this explosiveness and just this style of being able to knock you, he does have not like crazy knockout power, but he has like that snappy knockout power, you know? Where all his shit doesn't like seem like it's Mike Tyson where he's punching through the bag, but it's a snap where it's like ta 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 ta. And if he's in that flow, if he gets in that flow, it's dangerous. I don't think he's gonna get in that flow though, just because Merab, he doesn't allow you to do that. He doesn't allow you to do that. Obviously with his pressure, his grappling, his takedowns, it's impossible to find a flow against that. Sean O'Malley. What can you do to win? Obviously, stay off the cage, use a lot of movement. And that's everything that he could do, though, you know? And that's everything that he didn't do in his last fight. We all said it. We never seen Sean look so flat-footed ever in his last fight. You could say, oh, that's because of Merab. But, man, that doesn't make sense. Why would you not stay light-footed against a wrestler, you know? Why would you? And of course, there's 2 ways to think about it. Because some people think about it like, no, stay in the middle of the ground, stay in the middle of the cage, and don't break your own posture so that Dvalishvili could get under you. You know, stay locked on the ground. You know, people might think like that. You know, but the way I think about it, with someone Sean O'Malley who has the ability to be moving around for 5 rounds, stay on the outside, use your range, use your footwork, and use your speed. You know. And just don't let him touch you. Easier said than done, but someone with Sean O'Malley's skill set, I think he's able to do that, dude. I really fucking do. I really, 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 really fucking do. And he's tall, dude. He's long. He's rangy. He should win this fight. He should. A healthy Sean O'Malley versus a healthy Merab, I think Sean wins. Obviously, we see Merab's toe is fucked up. We might see some foot stomps, which would be very smart. I mean, I don't know why Sean O'Malley wouldn't do that. If he's getting pressed against the cage, just hit him in the fucking foot, bro. Just do it, you know? Be grimy. Be dirty. Merab is scary, though. I mean, come on, man. It's either going to be a Merab decision. I can see a Sean decision, too, though. That's the thing. What's fight to go the distance in this? It's probably like minus 200, huh? Please, why are you being so ass? My computer is trash, bro. I don't like that. That's probably like minus 200, right? Minus 270. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's. I don't. If Sean gets a knockout, I will be so surprised, like very surprised. I think Merab is a fucking tough ass dude. So if Merab does get dropped, I think Sean will follow up on the ground, but I don't think he's gonna like exert his gassing. But I could be wrong. He could fucking catch him with a nasty counter and then just like, you know, aljo him and just bounce his head off the canvas. You never know. All right, Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. I want to take Juliana Pena so bad. I want to take her so bad. Kayla Harrison is not good. Striking, probably worse than Juliana Pena. Obviously, grappling is very, very elite. But even then, she could, at a point, she couldn't take down Vieira at a point. So it's like, how good is her grappling for real? Fuck, man. Now, Vieira is a big girl. So Kayla might just make this look easy because Juliana obviously doesn't have the muscle mass. She's smaller. So she could just take her down to round one and just elbow her to death or submit her. We could see that. We could definitely see that. And Kayla definitely does not like Pena, so she might come out hard in the first round, which she should, because that's what she always does. But, man, if it goes to the third round, this is Pena's world. And I can see a Pena finish, because she doesn't fuck off, man. She's honestly very, 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 very annoying. I want to take Pena. I do. Is it either going to be Kayla Harrison in the distance in the first 2 rounds, or Pena? What? Let me see the odds for this. Or a Pena finish in the late rounds. What's fight not to go to? They don't got it. Best fight odds. Let's see what it is. I could. Do they not have it here? I can see a finish going both ways. Oh, they don't have it yet. That sucks. A woman's fight, not to go to distance, though. Ooh. That's a very scary proposition. I wonder what the odds are, though. If it's like plus money, which I doubt it. I really fucking doubt it. Let me see. Yeah, everyone has pretty much by finish. Yeah, let's say Pena Prefilm. Kevin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Straight up, I wanted to take Kevin Gastelum in Mexico because I was like, okay, that's a good matchup. And you're in Mexico because of the cardio and, like, you know, everything that goes down in Mexico. But they're in New Jersey now. They're in New Jersey. And Joe Pyfer hits fucking hard. He does hit hard. Kelvin Gastelum, dude. Very disappointing career. Very disappointing how his career went out. What the? Oh my God. My heart just dropped. I thought this was him for a second. Yo, bro, that would have been bad. Let's see how big he's looking. Trying to get my kicking game better. You're 32 years old and you're Mexican, bro. I'm sorry, but your kicking is not going to get better. It's just, what does he do that's better than Pyfer? His boxing, obviously, right? But I think Pyfer's just going to wrestle him, bro. I think Pyfer's big ass is just going to fucking take down Gastelum. He might get a sub. He might not. I know Sean Brady got a Kimura. Oh, that's embarrassing. Like, if you're getting a Kimura on someone, it just means you're bigger and you're stronger than them, you know? It doesn't mean, like, technique. Nah, that's just strength and just being bigger than him. I think Joe Pyfer might just do that to Kelvin Gastelum. I think he might just take him down. He might get a sub, he might not, but I don't see a knockout by Piper. I don't think he's gonna knock out Kelvin Gastelum. If he does, I'll be very surprised. But yeah, I got Joe Piper. I mean, I don't see how he loses this. I don't. Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. I had a dream Vicente Luque won this fight. I don't know why. It was a couple days ago too. Kevin Holland. Now, I had Garimbo against Luque because I thought Garimbo's long left hand was gonna be able to snipe Luque because Luque doesn't move his head. Oh boy, was I wrong. Holy shit, was I wrong. Should this not be an even fight, though? I don't understand why it's minus 200. Luque is so much better than Kevin Holland jiu-jitsu-wise. Now, will Kevin Holland get taken out by Luque at 170? Who knows? I don't think so. On the feet, I still do think Luque's head isn't all the way there. I mean, I can't ignore that Joaquin Buckley loss, and I can't ignore the Jeff Neal loss. And Kevin Holland does throw his punches straight down the middle. This is at 170. I want to take Holland, but minus 200. That's such a ugly fucking number, dude. That isn't a... I hate that number. Patchy Mix versus Mario Bautista. I want to take Mario Bautista here, and I usually always take the Bellator, the PFL, whatever the debut fighter is in his debut fight in the UFC. I always usually do that. I mean, I took fucking Patricio Pitbull versus Yair because I'm like, oh, this is his Super Bowl if he comes back to his prime. It's just, you can't do that, you know? You can't do that when fighters are that old. There is no, let me give one back for the old days, Robbie Lawler type of shit. Nah, you just can't do that at the high level. So that was my fault. But Patchy Mix is a completely different story. He's obviously in his prime. But dude, I don't like his striking. I never liked his striking. I think he lost his last fight. Watch this fight back. Please, everybody, watch this fight back and tell me he won this fight. You can't. You can't. He lost this fight. Now, Magomedov isn't ass at all. Not trash. I know there's obviously losses on his record that don't look great, but he is not bad, bro. So him winning that, quote-unquote winning is a great win. Sergio Pettis is a 125er. That's not a good win. Come on, bro. Knock it off. Rafi and Stotts, knee to the head. That was nasty. It was like a step in knee. Stotts didn't see it coming at all. But that doesn't impress me, because that's not his body. That's not who he is. I mean, that was his first ever knockout. Oh, no, second knockout. My bad. My bad, King. My bad. Your first ever knockout was against Terrell Galloway. Whatever. Here, Gucci, again, a 125er. James Gallagher, this is the fight that, like, quote-unquote, propped him up because Gallagher had hype on him, and then he subbed him. But Gallagher, who the fuck is Gallagher? I mean... Of course, he had hype when he was going into the Bellator, and a lot of people thought he was gonna be the next Conor McGregor. But Gallagher is ass. You lose to Juan Archuleta. That's not a bad loss. Juan Archuleta in his prime was a fucking dog. Juan Archuleta in his prime was top 5 135 in the whole world. He was a dog, dude. Albert Morales, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I wasn't even gonna lie to you. But a lot of wins on his record that is like, it's not legacy defining where it's like, damn, you beat him? Not at all. I mean, Stotts, not really. I'm not going to give you, like, if that fight kept going, I do think Patchy Mix would have won just because Stotts does tend to, I mean, we've seen it with the Sabatello loss, or the Sabatello win, my bad, where Sabatello was able to get in on the inside, but then the second fight, it was obviously domination. But I think Patchy Mix would have eventually won that fight. But Stotts isn't no one impressive. Sergio Pettis is a 125er. All right. Magomedov, this was a great win. This was a great win. This is when you were in your prime. I think you peaked. And what I see is someone who doesn't have good striking, no pop to his striking, no snappiness. It looks like he's just striking just a strike. Obviously, only a wrestler, grappler. Does have tricky, and I mean scary tricky submissions. That's what's worrying me here. But Mario Bautista's a dog, man. He's a dog, bro. He's a dog. I know a lot of people hate him because of his Jose Aldo win, but he won the fight. And his Damar Blackshear win, I thought he lost. I thought he lost his fight. I'm not gonna lie, but it is a good fight for him because it shows that in that fight, because he was in a submission, he got out of it. He scrambled out. He dug his way out. I want to take Mario Bautista here because I think all the value is on him. You know, everyone's seeing Patchy Mix, all this Bellator guy going to the UFC against someone who will give revenge for Jose Aldo. But man, I can see Patchy Mix definitely dropping the ball here. I've never did I see Patchy Mix and I thought that he was one of the best 135ers. There was a time when I was like, yo, he's nice. Like, it was during his finish run when he was finishing everybody. But his last fight disappointed the shit out of me. I mean, he got tired. He looked like he just didn't. He looked like he didn't want it enough. And I'm like, man. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Mario. I'm leaning towards Mario there. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. Joshua Van should piece Silva up, but I don't want to. I want to take Silva, bro. I want to take Silva just because I hate Joshua Van because of what he did to me against Charles Johnson, where he costed me so much money. But I know Joshua Van's going to win. Body work, volume. Now, Silva does have a chance in the first. No, not even in the first. He does have a chance knocking out Van with his straight right. But that's the only thing I could say that he has. That he could beat Van. Because Van comes in very square sometimes. So he could get caught, but I don't think he's going to get caught. Kong Wang versus Ariana Lipski. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not betting on that fight. Waldo. Where's Waldo versus Spivak? I want to take Spivak in this fight just because I'm thinking about the wrestling and I'm like, I haven't seen that many defensive grappling. I haven't seen much defensive grappling from Waldo, so I do want to lean towards Spivak. Prefilm. This is all Prefilm. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows it's Prefilm, right? Juice, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Asma, I'm leaning towards Brendan Ribeiro just because I'm looking at Asma. I'm like, you're 14-0, right? Obviously, your record looks great. You're 36 years old, though. You're a 5'10", underweight, light heavyweight. You're a small, light heavyweight, bro. Against a 6'3", 81-inch reach, 28-year-old demon and Brandon Ribeiro. Now, Ribeiro isn't technically good, but he has fundamentals and he does have power. Which, when I look at it, I'm like, man, this is going to be a knockout. And Asma does get chinned sometimes. Obviously, he hasn't lost, but he does get dropped sometimes, and I think he could get dropped by Brandon Ribeiro. Nah, don't look at me crazy, bro. But I got Ribeiro. I'm leaning towards Ribeiro. Yanel versus Khalid, Salad, whatever the fuck his name is. Everybody knows that he knocked out the Indian in like 30 seconds. But in his last fight in the Dana White Contender Series, he was getting touched up by, what was his name, Gage Young? Yeah, Gage Young. And if you're getting touched up by Gage Young, I know you mix in the wrestling to win that fight. Yanel could definitely knock you the fuck out. Yanel has retarded T-Rex arms, so with that comes a lot of responsibility. Spider-Man head ass, nah, but for real. With that comes a lot of, power, and he could clip Solid Kid. I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm imagining the Aussie's gonna come in with a wrestling game. Is he Australian or New Zealand? Australian. Yeah, I imagine Australian's gonna come in with a MMA game plan of mixing it up and wrestling and striking and all that. And I think if he does that, he's gonna beat Yanel by a decision. I don't think it's gonna be a knockout at all. I think if it is a knockout, it's gonna be Yanel's way. Medeiros versus Mark. So I haven't watched this guy at all, and I did obviously scroll past it. I was looking at every fighter before I recorded this video. Instantly, I knew he was a grappling guy just because of his fucking face, of his build, his short. What is this shit called right here? Shoulders, his short arms. You could just tell he's a grappler, bro. Just the way he fucking looks. You could just tell. No knockouts, only one. My bad. I guess someone like Medeiros, who was explosive, who not explosive but athletic. A lot of style to his shots, and who's honestly just a way better striker. I think Medeiros is gonna get an easy win here. I mean, all you gotta do is just stuff the takedowns. And I know Mark is a quote unquote um 3 division, whatever. He has accolades in wrestling. Doesn't matter. That is the most fugazi shit that I've seen in the UFC and MMA in general, where people be like, "Oh, but he's a 5-time national champion in wrestling." Shut the fuck up. That shit does not fucking matter, bro. That shit does not matter no more. All right. The old days are the old days. It doesn't matter no more. Chaos Williams versus Andres Gustafsson. Ah. Sorry. What a switch up for Gustafsson. You were going to fight someone in Trevin Giles where you're probably going to win by knockout, TKO, whatever it is, to fighting someone where you're probably going to get knocked the fuck out. Now, this is honestly a very great stylistic matchup for Andres, because you think about it. You're fighting someone with big power, big muscles, big explosiveness. How do you take that away? Going on the inside, clinch, grappling, make it dirty. That's his game. That's his game, bro. That's what he does. Chaos, on the other hand, obviously we all know great power comes great responsibility. I'm sorry. But Chaos, dude, crazy power. All I need to see when I break this fight down, which I'm about to do right now, does Andres, or what is his defense? What does he? How does he react when he gets hit? Does he get stunned? Like, does he keep his head on the center line when coming in? That's all I need to see, all right? That's all I need to see. Because if I see him moving his head, bobbing, coming on the inside with slips and all that, he's winning. He's going to win. So, yeah, I'm leaning towards Gustafsson. And, yeah, man, let's make some fucking money this weekend. Let's be fucking great. Yeah, let's do this shit. A lot of big favorites. That just means a lot of potential big underdogs for us to cash. Let's get it!